Good morning, everyone. I actually have not filmed in quite a little while now. If you guys can't tell, I literally just woke up and I thought I'd bring you guys along on a day where I spend time primarily by myself and kind of just talk about how to spend time by yourself and be less dependent on your friends or significant others. As much as I love to spend time with other people, and I definitely am an extrovert, I think it's really important to learn how to spend time with yourself and enjoy your own company. Currently 8:30, I'm gonna head to the gym. Typically I'm there for like an hour, and I think working out is a great way to spend time with yourself because you're working on yourself, and not only is it great for your body, but it's also good for your brain and makes you feel good, and you release a lot of endorphins that make you feel good. Working out is something that I do almost every day. Working out is just like something that I can't live without now because I'm just so used to it. Let's go to the gym, and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. I'm so close to 1.1K. Well, this lighting's terrible. Today I am doing some cardio, which I actually don't do very often at the gym. I have really bad allergies right now. 1 second. I really like to do weights, but I couldn't do them for a while just because gyms were closed because of COVID. And then at home, I only had like 15-pound weights or like 5-pound weights. But with my lower body, it was definitely not enough because I was used to like squatting and like doing deadlifts and doing hip thrusts, which were all things I couldn't really do anymore at home, which was unfortunate because my butt doesn't exist anymore. You can always grow it back. So just because you haven't been going to the gym for a while doesn't mean you can't go back to the gym. And I know it was kind of nerve-wracking. The first time I went back, I kind of was like, am I gonna like it still? What if I don't like it? What if I am like scared to go back? No one else is really judging you at the gym. Everyone's kind of working on themselves, like doing the best for themselves. That's why when I like to spend time by myself, the gym is one of my favorite places to go. As much fun as it is having a workout buddy, sometimes I think it delays the process. If you aren't self-motivated, having a gym buddy is key because then you're motivated to go with them. So if you do need a gym buddy, like that's not to say like don't have one, but I definitely don't need a gym buddy. I am one of those people that is super motivated to go to the gym. I thrive off of routines, so I always make time for it in my schedule because I think it's really important to myself. A lot of my life is sedentary, which isn't the best for you. Yeah, I don't know why this turned into like a health talk. I'm just saying that exercise is one of my favorite things to do by myself. One way I became more independent was actually just going to the gym by myself. You'll soon realize that it's not as scary as you think it is. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm lazy. But if you have that mindset for everything, then you'll never improve in life. Just try to push yourself every day, even if it's a small goal, just something to motivate yourself and prove to yourself that you can do more than you think you can. I'll insert a little gym montage of what I do. One more ab workout and then I'm gonna be done. I also look disgusting, I'm sorry. And then I will be out of here. I'll be able to shower and be clean. See, that wasn't so horrible. You guys can do it too. The gym is great. done my skincare now, and now I'm just gonna get ready for the day. I don't wear makeup every day, but I do find that when I do get ready, it does help my confidence a little bit more. A huge part of being independent is just having confidence in yourself. Your outfit can change your mood and your makeup can change your mood. So I think it's like a huge contributor to learning to be independent and just kind of accepting yourself. Like I said, if that means you not wearing any makeup, then do that. But for me, I just prefer to wear a little bit of makeup. So I'm gonna get ready, but I'm also gonna talk about my past experiences with being very dependent on a significant other and just not being comfortable being by myself. This started at a pretty young age for me. I think it started when I started dating really young. Something that I really struggled with when I was younger was learning to have healthy boundaries with my significant other, have space. Like, I was one of those girlfriends where I'd be like sad if my boyfriend made plans with other people because I don't know, I think I was just jealous and I didn't feel confident in myself in our relationship. My first real relationship, I was in like grade 9 or something, and I saw him like every single day. And like same with Aiden, we were like inseparable. Like his mom and I would always hang out. I just didn't have a healthy boundary and didn't learn to create one or have one at that age. I thought it was completely normal to see someone like every day, spend every waking moment with them, which is obviously not the case, and I don't recommend that because everyone needs their time alone and loving yourself enough that you want to spend time with yourself. Sometimes Aiden and I laugh about it now because I'm like, remember when I was like that? I would get sad if he made other plans with people. It's really controlling and can be very possessive. I know that it feels like you can't really do anything about it because that's just how you naturally feel it. I definitely felt bad for feeling that way and I didn't know how to control it. Honestly, the best way that I learned was being by myself, as much as that sucked. When Aiden and I broke up, I think that's when I learned to be more comfortable with myself. I'm not telling you guys to break up with your boyfriends or break up with your girlfriends, but I'm just saying that I learned the most about myself when I was single. And I know people are always like, you can work on yourself and be in a relationship at the same time. I totally agree with that, but to a certain extent, when you don't have a good idea of who you are as a person to begin with, and then you get in a relationship, your whole personality turns into the person you're dating because you don't know who you are. So it's very important that you develop your own personal hobbies and not just succumb to what your partner likes. But I do see a lot of TikToks of girls being like, well, my boyfriend makes me feel this way, my boyfriend blah blah, all this stuff. The thing you have to understand is when you have a boyfriend, yeah, they'll make you feel very happy, but your relationship with your boyfriend and your friends are very different, and I don't think you should ever only depend on one person for your relationships. I don't know if that makes sense, but like your relationships with your family, your relationships with your friends, and your relationships with your significant others are very different. And I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but like he makes me feel this way or he makes me feel better. If your friends are good to you and you're the one who constantly is rejecting their calls, rejecting their invitations, that's on you. Like, I'm sorry, but you need to stop rejecting your friends. It diminishes your social circle and your ability to socialize with people and network with people. You can't always rely on your significant other to be by your side. This might be grim, but like, what happens if your partner like passes? What if your partner leaves you? Like, what are you gonna do? So you can't put all your eggs in one basket as much as we all tend to and like to. My bad, my camera died. For one of the summers after Aiden and I broke up, I did go to Banff for a bit. That was really nice because I got to meet a lot of people from different places and kind of learn about myself, which kind of sounds like bullshit because it's like, oh, you went on a trip and you like learned about yourself. But I got to meet a lot of people from around the world. It was definitely scary at first and nerve-wracking, but I think by the end of it I was like really happy I went, obviously, because I went back the next summer. The more time I spent being single, the more time I enjoyed being by myself. And now that Aiden and I are in a relationship again, before we became official again, we definitely reinstated our boundaries, what things went wrong in our previous relationship that really impacted our mood, how we felt, and how we felt about each other. So that was really good, and definitely not something that everyone gets to do because not everyone gets back together with their exes. I think a whole part of being alone is just respecting yourself and learning your boundaries before you even get in a relationship with someone. As much as I want to say that you can work on yourself and be with someone, a lot of the lessons that I learned and a lot of maturing that I did was when I was by myself because I didn't have someone to depend on. Well, I always think about this, but when you're in a relationship with someone, when do you have time for yourself? Most people will live in like an apartment or something, and like that's such a small space. I feel as if this is the prime time for you guys to enjoy time alone, and you shouldn't like wallow and be sad about being single and like not having anyone or being alone, because I know so many people are so worried that they're not gonna find someone, that they're gonna end up being alone. And all this stuff, but I promise you everything will work out in the end. And I promise you, when you learn to love yourself and be happy with yourself, good things will come to you. What you put into the universe is what you get out of it. I know with depression it's a lot harder. I can't speak on it because I've never been diagnosed with it. That was my ramble. The rest of the day is just gonna be like things that I do when I'm like by myself to be productive and kind of just like take care of myself. So I'm actually gonna get my nails done, and then I also do want to clean my car. I don't eat in the morning. I fast all morning. I will be eating lunch with my parents. We are getting dim sum. I'm gonna turn off the camera for now because I've been talking this whole time and I really need to just finish getting ready. We're getting dim sum now. Mom, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Fun fact, the shorts that my dad's wearing are probably older than you. Mom, it's a video. Mom, why are you doing that with your face? Okay, so I just finished eating. I have a bit of a food coma right now, but I am going to get my nails done like I said earlier. And it's always just something that I do by myself. I don't really go to the salon with any of my friends. So I always like to do it on days when I have some time to myself. I didn't book an appointment, but I have to go to the bank and get cash really quick. And then you guys will see in the next few clips me getting my nails done. I got my nails done, as you guys can see here. I'm currently laying in my bed because I'm sulking that I spent literally $60 on these nails. Like, what the... To be fair, I literally showed a picture of the nails I wanted to the lady, and I asked her how much it would cost, and she said $35. And then she goes up to the front and she's like, it's gonna be $60 for them, which isn't a big issue, but I just wish that she was more transparent with the price. I've been going to that salon since high school, and I guess they must have recently changed their pricing. I don't really know what I want to do next. I was gonna go to the thrift store, but now that I paid $60, I don't really want to go to the thrift store because I don't want to spend more money. I'm gonna clean my car out and also bring it to a car wash where I can like manually hose it down. Please subscribe so I can start getting monetized and like watch my entire videos so then I can afford getting my nails done at this point. So I told Aiden this, and Aiden's solution was just to send me $30 so I would be less upset about it. Men's brains work so different because I'm like not even upset that it was like $60. It's the fact that she wasn't transparent with me, and Aiden's brain is just like $30. But I thought it was funny, but also very sweet of him to send me money. I'll bring you guys along with me to power wash my car. If you guys think I know what I'm doing for a second, I really don't. Was kind of a mission. I don't know if you guys can see this, but my rims have like this black coating on them and it wouldn't wash off. But I just took like a literal paper towel and wiped it and it came off, so I'm gonna clean that. I thought I'd come back on here to let you guys know that I did indeed finish cleaning my car, and I'm just sitting here eating this like cake thing that I had for lunch. I have a matcha, and I thought I would just continue talking about being independent. Although we are trying to get rid of stereotypes and whatnot, I don't like not knowing how to do things, and that's primarily because if we were to break up, I would have no clue how to do them on my own. A lot of people kind of just assume that certain genders should know how to do certain things, and I think that leads to a lot of women being more domesticated and also just being less independent. Yeah, we were just definitely oppressed by men because they knew how to do everything and we didn't. And it's not because we weren't able to, it was just how society taught us to be. Although we have developed a lot as a society, a lot of those traits that were prominent back in the day are still prominent now. And that's exactly how a lot of our parents, not all our parents, but a lot of our parents, that's how we learn about relationships, is through our parents. I feel like when you see things like that, you can either internalize them and become what your parents are, or you'll want to change that. And for me personally, I definitely want to change that. I don't want to just know how to do one single thing. A whole portion of us being dependent on our significant others, more so speaking to women who are in heterosexual relationships with men, is just the patterns of how our society has raised us. Very, very rarely will you see a TikTok about men saying they're jealous when their girlfriends hang out with their girlfriends. Most guys are good at like splitting up their time with significant significant others and their friends and family. Whereas I find a lot of my girlfriends are the ones who kind of like drop out of your life once they get a boyfriend and then you never see them again. A lot of the times people become super dependent because of how they were raised. If they're super dependent on their parents, you kind of transition from your parents over to your significant other at some point. If you were very dependent on your parent, then you end up being very dependent on your significant other. And I think that's why it's really important that parents teach their children how to be independent, how to do things on their own. I think another reason why I became more dependent was also when I was dating my like previous boyfriend. We did do long distance, so I was kind of forced to just like be by myself even though I was in a relationship. I guess I was taken back and I was proven that I could be with someone without being with them every 5 seconds of my life, and I was able to do everything I wanted. And I probably liked long distance better because although I didn't get to see my significant other, I did really enjoy that I did have more spare time. A big part of being independent doesn't mean that you're by yourself all the time and that you do everything by yourself. The big thing about independence is that you know you're able to do them on your own. Sure, like I'll invite Aiden to things, I'll invite my friends to things. I know deep down that if I were to do the same thing alone, I would be content. And I think that's just the biggest part about being independent and learning to be by yourself, is just being content with just yourself. I've had like a lot of friends talk about how they felt very dependent on their significant other. They didn't feel like they could do anything without them. I can definitely say that I was a lot more sad, I think, when I was like that, because I don't think I was confident in myself to do a lot of things. And it's sad to say because I think during that time when I was very clingy with Aiden, I was a very self-conscious person and I didn't like myself. And I say that openly because I'm a lot older now and I think I'm able to reflect back. That just led to me clinging on to someone because I was scared that they weren't gonna like me because they would find out what I was really like, because I didn't like myself. I wanted to stay with them every second because I was worried that they would find someone who was better. I think it's more so to just prove that you're not as shit as you think you are, and you need them there just to prove that. And that's not saying that that's the case for everyone. Looking back now, I definitely appreciate that time in my life because I was able to kind of learn from it. I don't think I would have learned as much from any other situation. The 3 biggest things that helped me overcome being dependent on someone, leaving the relationship. I'm not saying that everyone needs to leave their boyfriend or girlfriend, just like staying single for a while. And it sucks to say because I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear that, but that was the case with me. I just needed to be by myself and truly understand what my capabilities were and what I was able to and willing to do alone. Really working on my confidence. I did things like working out, just being healthier mentally and physically. I think I did a lot of toxic things just to try to feel better about myself, but I think the reality of it is the more comfortable you get with yourself, the more comfortable you are around other people. I think I'm a lot more confident physically as well as mentally. Like I really know who I am as a person now, and I'm not afraid of people judging me for who I truly am. The last thing would just be not putting all my eggs in one basket. I definitely started dividing my time up amongst my like friends and my family and my boyfriend and then my hobbies. I think a large part of me becoming more independent was just having hobbies. I think when you are very, very dependent on someone, I spoke about this earlier, their hobbies kind of become yours because you didn't really have any to begin with. It's really dangerous to be like, oh, we're the same person when you don't have an identity, because then you're not the same person, you're just them and they are themselves. Besides that, I think those are like the main things that I did or improved on in order to become more independent. I would actually love to hear what you guys thought about my interpretation of how to become more independent. And I hope that I've taught you something and that you've learned something that you can use in the future. I'm gonna finish eating this cake thing. I'm gonna finish my matcha. I will see you guys in the next video. In the next video, I'm actually getting a tattoo with Efaz. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.